Oh, we in there. Yo, we in there. Peace and love to all the guys and gals in the high vibrating species on the planet. What it is, what it do, good people? Howdy. Come on in. We got okay, them two different colors right there, like the blue and red Kachina right there, boy. What's up? What's up, Academates? Come on in, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We let the sun in a little bit. We got the sun in there. You know what I'm saying? We gon' double-sided, two-sided, you know what I'm saying? Shadows and light, you know what I'm talking about? Shadow law, come on, bring your ace in. Come on, let's just get you on in here. Right there where the sun at, baby. Get right there. Real quick, like, you know what I'm talking about? Shut this shit. And get in the back. Ace in the back. Quick, like. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody else, welcome back to another segment of the SCPs in the realm of the monsters, as I like to call it. You know what I'm talking about? The realm of the monster. You know what I mean? If you're familiar with that, you know what I'm saying? Welcome in. We do check these junks out. You know what I'm saying? Great Mother has put us on the job, and we have done a great one. If you let her tell the scope, and the fact that they put the shadow on me, you know what we over here doing, baby. You know what I'm talking about? And hey, you can't be more prouder than yourself. You feel me? For attending with us in the classical what's participation. My apologies. You know what I'm saying? The participation has been wondrous for me. We have found a lot of things that is not supposed to be real, but it is real over here. But it is real in this world as well. You know what I'm talking about? And they just try to hide it from you over here. And I just had to come out here and just grab it for you and bring it out here and present it to you in a different perspective and give you a different way to look at it. And this is why we have found some of the stuff to be actual real. Okay. So anyways, this SCP, I don't have a name. I don't know if they left it off by mistake. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, seeing that they're, you know what I'm saying, this information is so in-depth and precise and is correct as they're allotting it to be, I guess is, for lack of better terms or something, whatever. But it's 2678, no name. We just 2678, no name. Numerology, of course, you know we got it, number 5. That's 5. So let's go ahead and get to that, since we ain't got much to say about the name. And I guess we're going to find out what's so incognitive about this one right here. So we got number 5, which is a masculine in energy number. Mercury, it represents Mercury. Gemini, Virgo in the Gemini in the 3rd house, in Virgo in the 6th house. Okay, so that's the number 5. That's what it represents. Masculine energy, the planet Mercury, Gemini in the 3rd, and Virgo in the 6th house. Okay, so for any of those in astronomy and all that stuff there, you know what I'm saying, in astrology, you feel me? So y'all handle that there. For the positives and the negatives of the number 5, we have clever. Positives going first. We got the clevers. We got adaptable. We got versatile, daring, energetic, literary, expressive, curious, spontaneous, freedom-loving, quick reflexes, crisis-oriented, enthusiastic, loves travel, and excitement. For the negatives, we have excessive, irritable, careless, vulgar, callous, lacks discipline and direction, nervous, abusive, inconsistent, and we have something on the back here. Let's flip. Self-indulgent with sex, drugs, and alcohol. All right, so in the number 5, if you catch the 5s a lot, you're going a little bit too hard on the negatives. If you find yourself in any of those situations right there, those situations, those trigger words. All right, so that's the triggers for the positive, triggers for the negative. If you find yourself there, you represent the number 5. You were born on the 5th. You have the 5th life path number. You just resonate with the number 5, or you just see a bunch of 5s just keep popping up in your life. You may want to check yourself, whether it's positive or negative. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing good, keep doing good. If you're doing negative, you may want to turn that around. All right, moving on. We got some tad bits for the number 5. We got rulership over high places, highways, public schools, playgrounds, post offices, shopping malls, trade and science buildings, labs and plants, communication centers, places of commerce, all racetracks, centers of any general public activity. All right, the colors that represents the number 5 is light or mixed colors. The Tarot is the Hierophant card. For any of those that's in the tarot, here's the Hierophant or the High Priest card. Represents searching for spiritual meaning, masculine side, but represents balance. What the? Okay, that ain't that. All right, desire for spiritual knowledge, no matter creed or doctrine. Urge in man to understand its higher nature. All right, that's the numerology, and for those that are new, we do that because it helps us gain more insight on the SCP that we're dealing with, the companies that we're dealing with that deals with them, versus whether it be SCP Foundation, the Serpent's Hand, the Broken Church, all of them, man. You know what I mean? GOC, they get some in right there. GOC, them boys crazy. They try to kill everything. But yeah, so we try to get the insights on these people, dealing with them, dealing with us, and dealing with the nature of the SCPs, try to get a little bit more in depth, and that's how we were able to actually find and track down a lot more of these things that's actually dealing with our realm. All right, so I hope you have what you need, because I do, and without further ado, let's get to what it is that we do. Yeah, man. And we on the we got the crystal pipe today. You feel me? Bust.
SCP-2678, the Vorehole. Cosmic horror as a subgenre is generally focused on cosmic indifference, meaning that humanity as a species is insignificant to the wider scope of the cosmos,
you know,
including
you
other.
stay coming. Okay, let's do this. Yeah.
SCP-2678.
So you don't have a name.
The Vorehole.
Oh, the Vorehole. See,
cosmic horror.
The Vorehole. The Vorehole? What? Okay, I guess we're gonna find out what the Vorehole is. I mean, did he just leave that? So y'all just left that out the description? Did you mean to do that? Did anybody come back and tell you, hey, put that in the script? The Vorehole? What the hell is? Okay, hold on. Going in.
Subgenre is generally focused on cosmic indifference, meaning that humanity as a species is insignificant to the wider scope of the cosmos, including other alien species and ancient entities. Some stories feature our species as little more than playthings for an eldritch god, or food for an uncaring alien race, or sometimes even less significant, beneath some entity's notice.
Now y'all heard what he just said. Y'all heard what bro just said, man. Hold up, bro. We just getting started, man. Hold on. If this man if he just didn't tell you what the hey going on right now, what the hey going on right now in current time, boy, stop. Listen,
including other alien species and ancient entities.
Okay.
Some stories feature our species as little more than playthings for an eldritch god, or food for an uncaring alien race, or sometimes even less significant, beneath some entity's notice. Oftentimes, in these types of stories, there are those who are not fearful of the cosmic horrors, but instead embrace them. The Vorehole is an example of a cosmic horror that is, by all rights, pretty horrifying, but is not without its worshippers. For those unfamiliar, vorophilia is an erotic desire to consume or be consumed by another person or creature. And although this article originally began as a bit of a joke, it ended up going in a pretty dark direction.
Well, damn, of course it would. What do you think? Like, look at this. Look at this. Like, even this conceptual art right here is just crazy. Like, dude, come on, man. This is talking about cannibalism.
2678 is a phenomenon that manifests in the southeastern United States, primarily in Georgia, Florida, and the Carolinas.
Yeah.
The phenomenon affects a few different things along remote highways, starting with altering billboards. Billboards will suddenly change to display advertisements for a travel destination or experience.
Like release? Cause what'd that say? That says release too. Okay, so y'all watch out for anything saying release. You may be, yeah. You may, okay.
At a location in the region that doesn't exist.
Oh.
These advertisements include a powerful cognito hazard that affects the minds of most people that view it. It more often affects a driver than passengers, but some people are capable of resisting its effects. Those affected will proceed to pull their vehicle over, get out, and begin walking in the direction of a local structure, typically one that is dilapidated or derelict. The entrance to this structure will become an access point, causing anyone who steps through it to be transported to an extra-spatial location of unknown origin. The Foundation has so far been unable to determine where this location is,
Why?
whether it is within our universe or is something different entirely. The location takes the form of a massive, ruined cathedral, with the areas outside of the cathedral blanketed in a thick, caustic fog, illuminated red by an unknown light. The wall...
Well, I can honestly say right now, you ain't going nowhere good. Because with the red lighting, that is definitely low vibration. It's a low vibration, so you ain't going nowhere good in particular. Okay? Just so you know that. So I'm not trying to find a place. This one y'all can leave off my list of finding.
Walls and ceilings of the cathedral are covered in unknown religion.
And why it's always got to be a church, man? I'm telling y'all, bro. They telling you something about these churches and then this religious stuff, man. Hey, man, it's something up with this stuff. Now, see, I do my due diligence. You know what I'm talking about? I get into it. You feel me? And I done dug. And I done found some stuff. But I ain't here to sway your mind about how you feel about your religion. You can keep it. You can have it. You know what I'm saying? If it do you some good, then continue to do yourself some good. But I promise you, some stuff ain't what it seems. I'm just gonna say it like that. And I mean, why? I mean, how? That would be the main question for me, really. Not even why. How could anything that's vibing low use anything that's supposed to be so holy and heavenly? Cathedrals and all this. These places are supposed to be anointed type places. You feel me? Nothing should be able to enter if it's not on the level. That's what they tell us. But all the time we be seeing demons, ghouls, spooks, whatever you want to call them, violating anything that's supposed to be heavenly and holy. Always violating it. So listen, it drove me to dig.
Religious symbols that bear some similarities to symbols connected to Fifthism. I've already put out a couple videos related to Fifthism, but in short, it's an anomalous religion that infects people into believing in transcending this existence and merging with an alternate reality known as the Fifth World. We'll get back to the Fifthist connection later. In the floor at the center of the cathedral is a large pit, nearly 30 meters in diameter, and within this pit is the mouth of a massive biological entity of unknown size. This is the titular Vorehole, as any individual that enters this cathedral is inevitably drawn for some reason to approach the pit and jump in.
Hell no.
Drone footage has captured little of the entity's size and form, confirming only that the mouth of the Vorehole is connected to an incredibly long tube of flesh filled with flagellum-like structures designed to move material further into the entity. Individuals that enter the cathedral and proceed to enter the hole experience a number of symptoms, including increased lethargy, sensitivity to light, body temperature, tactile perceptiveness, and most notably, libido. In other words, people aren't just anomalously drawn to jump in, they also enjoy it. The Vorehole seems to have first cropped up in the early 70s, as a number of individuals were going missing.
Yeah, mind altering. Why y'all didn't put that up? Okay, this ain't the Vulcan, I'm sorry. So this is definitely mind altering. All right, so we got mind affecting. It's an SCP. It's mind affecting. Yeah, we definitely got it on the number 5. So yeah, buddy. Yeah. I'm just saying it's got to put you in some state of mind to make you want to jump in something that looks like the pit of hell. Like, bruh. I'm just saying, bruh, like, dang. But yeah, it's like a state of ecstasy. It puts you in like straight euphoric form, and you just go jump off into this thing. You don't even realize you just jumped into a monster's mouth. It's like, oh my gosh, what guide
cars
is that?
Parked and abandoned on the sides of roads.
What guide is this?
The cases were all closed, as obviously the police were unable to locate any of the bodies. In 1993, however, the Foundation caught wind of the situation, as there was a 2678 incident with a witness who claimed that they had been a passenger in a car when the driver suddenly remarked on a strange billboard, and then pulled over and got out. The witness followed the affected individual through a tree line to an abandoned building, but was unable.
Now see, he said that like it was like a damn code. You know what I'm saying? On a 2678, like he literally threw me off, y'all. Like literally, like bro, you got me. Like he literally threw me off when he said that on a 2678. Like I'm like, what? Sound like code. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm finna say, what is that?
To locate the person after they entered it. The Foundation got involved and began regularly patrolling major southeastern highways. Soon, during a patrol, personnel found a parked car on the side of the highway with a hysterical woman flagging them down. The woman claimed that her husband had suddenly parked and walked into some underbrush out of sight. The agents began to follow the man's path, but they were attacked by a different woman wielding a knife. They were able to subdue the woman, but weren't able to catch up with the man before he disappeared into a dilapidated electric substation. The attacker, 34-year-old Maria Jane Baker, was brought in for questioning. Maria claims that the Foundation was trying to stop the man from becoming whole, as he was guided there by a beacon, and his soul yearned to be stripped of misery. Maria, of course, has connections with the Fifthist, surprising no one, and she says that they have been yearning for so long to be unified as one collective, dancing and writhing in eternal music together. According to the Fifthist, these earthly bodies might have once been able to feel the ecstasy of the sight of the universe, but they've since grown stale and cold, and they need to be shed through the Vorehole. Maria says that they begged the universe for a release from the prison of this reality, and the divine starfish answered their call.
Man.
The divine starfish is the closest thing to a unifying deity in the Fifthist religion, an entity from beyond this existence, from the fifth world. The Vorehole's exact...
See, I knew it. That's why I asked that question. What God is this? Like, this is crazy. I knew it, man. So that's like the bottom of it. Like a star. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Man, it's like a startopus. Yeah, a startopus. And that was the bottom of it. And you just jumped into its mouth. Man. Okay. This is crazy. So this what is busting up? What's going on with my mouse? Like, what the hell? You feel me? Like, damn. Like, I mean, this literally is look like a meteor hit it, like a crater. But you telling me that something totally different. Oh my gosh, bro. This is. Well, guys, I mean, I can honestly say it's a lot of land out there, y'all, that we just, you know what I'm saying? We just never go by. We've never seen, because they won't let us get that far out there to see stuff like this all in the damn ground. And somebody just so happen to come waltzing down the road right here, and pull off, and you go jump your crazy self on in there. Right off the side of the road here. It's like Route 66. Don't, you know what I'm talking about? Keep going. Just stay on the route and don't get off. If you can help.
Connection to the divine starfish is left vague, whether it's actually a physical part of it, or just an entity that the starfish utilizes to bring people into the collective. The Fifthist then taught the entity how to use billboards as beacons in order to lure other people in. Maria says that once all of the Chosen have been taken, the Fifthist will enter the hole, and it will then remake the world. How many Chosen there needs to be is also unknown, but obviously the Foundation are going to try and put a stop to that.
Yeah, how?
Maria finishes out the interview by further elaborating on the sheer ecstasy of jumping in the hole and joining the collective.
Go ahead.
She says that humanity is meant to exist as a single mass, and that's the only way we'll ever feel true solace. Well, crazy people are crazy, but it doesn't change the fact that there is an organized effort to lure innocents to their deaths, or worse. The Foundation does what it does best, and sends in a D-Class in a hazmat suit. The test log picks up as the D-Class enters into the cathedral, noting the size of the interior, and that he can hear a low groaning sound. He asks the supervising agent if he should keep walking, and then says that he feels like he should keep walking, showing that the compulsory effects of the hole are already working. He notes that a red fog is permeating the cathedral and the exterior, barely able to see crumbled buildings in the distance. The D-Class begins panting, remarking how hot it is, wondering what would happen if he took his suit off, which is not advised by the supervisor. Finally, he approaches the Vorehole, commenting how it feels like he's supposed to go in, that this is where he's supposed to end up. He notes how warm and inviting it looks before asking if he can jump in, which he is allowed to do, not that the supervisor could do much to stop him at this point. The D-Class jumps in the hole and begins being pushed through it, saying that he really feels the need to take the suit off. The supervisor assures him that if he removes the suit, he will suffocate immediately, but the D-Class continues to argue, spouting statements about release that echo comments made by Maria. It's clear that the D-Class is not suffering through the experience, but instead finds it rather enjoyable, particularly in an erotic way. He eventually says that he can't tell if he's alive or dead in here, but he doesn't care, as this is where he is supposed to be. He does note before loss of communication that his suit has melted through, his skin is burning, and he is bleeding, but he finally removes the suit and helmet completely, and the supervisor loses contact. Clearly, they're not going to get much further by throwing D-Class at it, so they send in something that can't be influenced the same way, a drone.
Okay.
A Foundation agent becomes affected by an anomalous billboard, but is restrained by others to prevent him from heading towards it. Instead, he is given the controls to a drone, and he begins piloting it towards the anomaly. He pilots it into the cathedral and down into the Vorehole. The tube connected to the hole is composed of a reddish, flesh-like substance coated with a sheer, transparent liquid. The camera footage becomes a little less useful as the flesh presses up against the drone, but further down, a meshwork of small tendrils fills the tube, some caked in blood and viscera. Eventually, the drone runs into a lump of bone jutting out of the interior, and the area of the tube around it is leaking a greenish substance. It's also notable that by this point, the tube has curved considerably, and is now running in the opposite direction of its start. At this point, the drone is no longer moving on its own, instead being pushed along by the tube.
That's a whole sinkhole. What
The
is
agent that guided the drone is now hyperventilating, and is escorted away while the rest of the team continues observing the drone. A loud groaning sound is suddenly heard, and the drone begins to move through the tube very quickly as its cameras and internal systems fail due to corrosion. A microphone on the drone picks up audio vocalizations, later analyzed to be determined as somewhere between 100 to 1,300 unique human voices. The voices are hypothesized by analysts to be singing. A camera on the drone comes back online,
What they saying,
showing it
some
hanging
Mothra
above
shit
an
or
open
something?
space,
My bad,
and beneath it is a writhing mass of featureless figures. The figures are covered in a thick white fluid, and it seems that the audio vocalizations are coming from this mass.
Yeah, it would seem.
Another loud groaning sound is heard, and something opens up beneath the mass, causing the figures to fall away out of sight.
But I don't know what they got
The
going on
drone
in
is
here,
then
but
struck
hey,
by something unseen and goes offline completely. It would certainly seem that there are people still alive in there, although not exactly in a desirable state of existence for most people. The Foundation isn't done with the Vorehole yet, and while you might think the standard sequence of operations would mean sending in an MTF next, they instead sent in another D-Class. Unlike the first one, however, this one was supposed to just observe the various symbols filling the cathedral. The first clue that something's going to go horribly wrong comes from the D-Class himself, who says that something doesn't feel right. On their way to the anomaly, they felt like something incredible was going to happen, but now that feeling's gone. Instead of entering a cathedral, the D-Class is standing in a dark stone tunnel with a low ceiling and a black drop-off to their left. The smell in the room is so bad that they immediately vomit, comparing it to sewage, but far worse. They continue down the tunnel, noting that the ground is very slick, covered in some sort of white liquid. The supervisor instructs them to get closer to the drop-off, and the D-Class says that there seems to be a canal of a really thick, slow-moving liquid that smells extremely strong. The D-Class hears something coming from one direction, and is instructed to head towards it. After a short while, they complain about feeling woozy and nauseous, and that the ground is incredibly slick and slimy. As they approach a bend in the tunnel, their microphone picks up the sound of flowing liquid, and their heart rate begins to spike. The D-Class expresses strong trepidation in continuing around the bend, but they are urged forward by their supervisor. Around the bend is a big room, and the canal of thick liquid seems to be dumping into a swirling basin. Above the basin in the ceiling seems to be the end of the Vorehole, a tube dumping out fluids and viscera. The D-Class desperately wishes to leave by this point, but before they are able to do so, the floor begins tilting inwards, and they tumble into the basin. In between gasping for air and vomiting, they note that there are body parts everywhere, and they end up holding onto a ledge with a mass of faces beneath them, each looking at the D-Class and screaming. The D-Class begs for the Foundation to come get them before contact is lost. Well, that's just all pretty horrible. What's clear here is that the Vorehole and the entity or entities associated with it is luring in innocents, altering their minds to find the experience pleasurable, and then digesting their bodies and keeping them alive.
What the? Hey man, it's a whole face right here, y'all. Look at that giant. Look, I ain't tweaking. Look, look, cheekbone, eye. Oh yeah, that's a whole face right there, y'all. Damn, what else they got up in here? What's all? Okay, what we got here? What do we have here? Well, damn, what's this? There's a whole. What's that? Okay.
What's a little less clear then is the why, or
why?
more specifically,
whether or not.
Well,
I'm asking why. Why? Why am I seeing faces? In the comment section, please. Academates, please. Let me know. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I see? Are y'all seeing this? Look at these faces. That's a whole face right there, especially right here, bro. Now these may be questionable. These two right here I see, these are questionable. Motherfucking mouth. Oh. Yeah, these two are questionable. Now this looks like a whole monkey. Whole gorilla face ass. Caesar face ass. And right here, this Grimly face ass. Okay, let's go.
This anomaly is doing what the Fifths want to claim it's doing. On the one hand, the Fifths could be completely correct.
This is doing
that this reality we're in is not the best possible reality. And that we are meant to be unified as one collective in the fifth world, thanks to the Vorehole and the divine starfish.
Listen.
On the other hand, the Fifths could just be completely insane, and are feeding people to an eldritch horror who keeps them alive in an endless existence of mindless torture.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the latter.
On the third hand, it doesn't really matter either way, as chances are people aren't going to be interested in jumping in the hole unless they're forced to. And the Foundation is going to keep preventing any of this from happening.
If they see what it looked like,
does beg the question of why the final D-Class wasn't taken to the cathedral, but instead sent to the bottom. Perhaps the entity knew it was being observed, and wanted the Foundation to see a little bit more. Like I said, the Vorehole did begin as a bit of a joke, but it now stands as proof that any concept, no matter how ridiculous, can be made into some horrific fiction.
Y'all really? You really coming? Y'all really gonna come like that? No, I don't want to hear that shit. Do you know what ecstasy is? I knew it, y'all. I knew. I mean, it's just like the description. I'm like, hold up, bro. Is this ecstasy? Like they're giving you the feeling of ecstasy. Look at. We got fragments. See, yeah. Do you know what ecstasy is? Do you know what it is like to feel the release? To feel true release? Free from bindings of not only our painstaking daily lives, but our immortal forms. Man, let me get my damn cards, bro. These mother... Okay, so we definitely hit the Hierophant. You know what I'm saying? Like, we definitely jumped on that jump right there with these spiritual meanings. So obviously it's going to be a masculine energy that we're dealing with, these deities that we were dealing with. And that's why I asked that question about, you know what I'm saying, like, what God are we dealing with? Because, like, at the same time, like, when certain things that they say, it triggers my mind for some of the studies that I've actually gotten into. So, and it makes me have to question. And that's why I did, you know, and I'm glad I did too, because, you know what I'm saying, they come a couple segments later and it's like talking about this deity or whatever the hell. It's like a starfish. All these eyeballs, and then there was another thing, seeing a lot of eyes. Definitely reminds me of some of the fallen angels, because they come with a lot of eyes on them and stuff like that. Some that I've noticed. I mean, you know what I'm saying, don't hold me to it, but it's just something that I've noticed. When dealing with certain angels, they have a lot of eyes. You feel me? But yeah, I mean, the thing was, like, on the positive, it's like, it's hard to take it for real, class, for real, because it's a lot of positive things that you can note here that we got for the positives, right? But it's in a negative aspect, or then again, it's like, who knows, because this thing is dealing with the fifth dimension, and I don't want to necessarily say the fifth dimension is bad, or what they got going on the fifth is bad, but I will say that it is, regardless of what dimension that you're on, it's always going to be a balance. So there's always going to be a negative and a positive aspect of any dimension that you go to, as far as I understand. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm still learning and I'm still digging. I'm still getting into my information, into more information. So I mean, I may come back and add more to that and change that. You know what I'm saying? To a definite, this is what I come around to find. But other than that, like, from what I understand, yeah, it's always going to be a balance, and that's coming from the top, from universe. You know what I'm saying? Universal Prime Creator always wants to balance, and if you got positive, then you got to have negative to balance it. So I don't really want to downplay them, but at the same time, people are losing their lives, it seems like, and nobody really knows. We don't really know what's going on with that, so I can't necessarily chalk it up to be a positive thing or a negative thing. We just don't know. It's like a big question mark. I would definitely say watch out for any signs and billboards that says release. And I was gonna say earlier, like some of the stuff that he was describing is almost like when I'm driving past the woods. Sometimes I feel like the woods are calling me to just pull over and walk in them, like. And I don't know if that's just my love for nature. Sometimes just want to just take a walk through the woods, or if that's something actually planned in my mind, because it doesn't happen everywhere in every little piece of land that I drive past. You know what I'm saying? But there are certain sections down here in the South, because of course I'm in the South. You know what I mean? And pretty close to Georgia too. So. And it's weird. It's weird that I was stumbled across this video that's talking about certain things like that. That is very weird. But yeah, y'all keep y'all head on that swivel out there. That's another main reason why I tell you, keep your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? You've been come across the wrong type of euphoric ecstasy. You got me? And have your ass somewhere you don't want to be dealing with some people you don't want to deal with, or some deities that you ain't. You feel me? Because they don't look safe. I'm just gonna keep it up there. I'm keeping it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? They don't look safe. They don't look safe at all. But yeah, we gonna come back with another. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all let me know in the comment section what you think about the video. What you think about what they got going on. What y'all think about them faces? What y'all think about that? Y'all let me know below. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about that? In the meantime, keep your head on that swivel. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected out there. You feel me? Do not let the world drive you crazy. You feel me? And yeah, due diligence. Keep that CT on. For those that are new, CT is critical thinking. We need that at all times. Everybody at all times, keep your CT on. People are always playing games. It don't matter who it is, family members, all that. They playing games. Watch them. Everybody ain't what it cracked up to be. Remember that. Every face that you see ain't necessarily from the planet either. Okay? Watch out there now. Peace.